If you're sitting there worried about your negative thoughts, beating yourself up for having them, or trying to force positive thinking all the time, I need you to stop and listen to this because it's going to change everything. First, let me tell you something that's going to take the pressure off immediately. You're always going to have negative thoughts. We all are. That's part of being human. The goal isn't to never have negative thoughts. The goal is to stop believing they are you. Here's what changed my life. Eckhart Tolle talks about becoming the observer of your thoughts. Instead of being lost in the thoughts, you step back and watch them like you're watching clouds pass by in the sky. The sky doesn't become the clouds. The sky remains unchanged while the clouds move through it. You are the sky. Your thoughts are the clouds. When you become the observer, something magical happens. You realize there's a part of you that's watching the thoughts, which means the thoughts can't actually be you. If you can observe them, you must be separate from them. This creates what I call sacred detachment. Michael Singer explains this beautifully in The Untethered Soul. He says you have a roommate in your head that never stops talking. Most of the time, this roommate is negative, critical, worried, and dramatic. But here's the thing, you wouldn't let a real roommate talk to you the way your mind talks to you. So why are you listening? The moment you recognize that voice as separate from you, it loses its power over you. It's like realizing the scary monster in the movie is just special effects. Once you see behind the curtain, it can't frighten you anymore. Byron Katie has this incredible way of questioning thoughts. She asks, is it true? Can you absolutely know it's true? How do you react when you believe that thought? Who would you be without that thought? When you apply these questions to your negative thoughts, you start to see how much suffering comes from believing stories that aren't even real. Think about this. You have thousands of thoughts every day. If you believed every single one of them, you'd be completely overwhelmed and paralyzed. Your mind produces thoughts the way your heart produces heartbeats. It's just what it does. You don't have to believe every heartbeat is significant, and you don't have to believe every thought is true. Ram Dass used to say, I'm having the thought that I'm angry, instead of I'm angry. Do you see the difference? One makes you the anger. The other makes you the observer of the anger. One traps you in the emotion. The other gives you space and choice. Here's what happens when you practice this observer consciousness. Those negative thoughts that used to weigh you down like spiritual sandbags start losing their grip on you. You literally feel lighter because you're not carrying the emotional weight of believing every thought that pops into your head. Imagine you're in a hot air balloon and you've been carrying around all these heavy sandbags labelled, I'm not good enough. Nothing ever works out for me. I'm behind in life. People don't like me. When you become the observer, you realise these aren't facts. They're just thoughts, and you can throw those sandbags overboard. The moment you do, your energy lifts, your vibration rises. You're no longer weighed down by all that mental baggage. And here's the beautiful part. When your energy lifts, your mood improves, your decisions get better, and your manifesting ability increases because you're operating from higher vibrational set point. Rumi understood this centuries ago when he wrote, "You are not just the drop in the ocean, but the entire ocean in each drop." The ocean doesn't worry about the waves on its surface. The waves are temporary. The ocean remains vast and deep and unchanged. Here's a practical way to start. When you notice a negative thought, instead of fighting it or believing it, just say, I'm noticing the thought that... fill in the blank. I'm noticing the thought that I'm not smart enough. I'm noticing the thought that this won't work out. Suddenly you've created space between you and the thought. Thich Nhat Hanh teaches about greeting your thoughts like old friends. Hello, worry. I see you are here again. Hello, self-doubt. Thanks for visiting. When you greet them with awareness instead of resistance, they lose their power to control you. The truth is, you are the awareness in which all thoughts arise and pass away. You're not the thinker of your thoughts. You're the consciousness that observes the thinking. When you really get this, when you feel it in your bones, it's the most liberating thing in the world. So stop worrying about having negative thoughts. Start practicing being the loving observer of all your thoughts. Watch them come and go like weather patterns. Some days it's sunny, some days it's stormy. But the sky, your true self, remains clear and vast and unaffected. This practice will change your life. Not because you'll never have negative thoughts again, but because you'll finally be free from believing they define you, and that freedom will lift your energy higher than you ever thought possible. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonates, drop us a heart to show you have made it till the end. These videos are made as a guide to help you reconnect with knowledge kept within you. Take what resonates within you and release the rest. Follow the page for more content, or buy my 100 messages from the Universe book for daily guidance. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep shining your light.